I watched my father, a successful dentist for over 30 years, lose everything at age 75 because no one helped him coordinate his financial decisions properly. Act 1, the before, your challenges. Challenge 1, the high cost of financial misalignment. After spending decades building a career in dentistry, taking on debt, going through all that schooling, and finally settling into retirement, he still wasn't financially secure. Everything he and my mom had worked for was at risk. I had to stop everything. My business, my family, my personal goals for nearly 18 months just to coordinate a solution that would protect what he and my mom had spent their entire lives building. I missed time with my small children that I'll never recover. The emotional toll was massive, not just for me, but for my father too. He never intended to put that burden on me. And yet that's what happened. Have you ever wondered what would happen if all the financial decisions you're making today aren't properly aligned for the long term? Challenge 2, the complexity trap. The second major challenge I faced, and one of my clients experienced too, was the overwhelming complexity of coordinating financial decisions when time was critical. When I stepped in to help my dad, I had to pull from multiple financial resources, and while each offered something helpful, it wasn't in a clear order or a unified strategy, just fragmented advice. This same chaos faces doctors and dentists coming out of school with upwards of $500,000 in debt. You're trying to launch a career and need to make the right financial decisions in the right order, but the tools and advisors available to you are rarely coordinated. You know what's at stake. I've seen it firsthand, but getting the right guidance feels nearly impossible. Challenge 3, the connection gap. Despite having the solution that could help doctors, dentists, and medical professionals avoid what happened to my father, I struggled to reach and engage with the people who needed it most. I'd make 40, 50, sometimes 80 outreach attempts just to get one response or get hung up on entirely. The level of rejection was exhausting. What's the real cost of this connection gap? For the professionals I'm trying to help, it's potentially millions in lost wealth and years of unnecessary stress. For me, it was watching more families heading down the same path my father took, toward a retirement that wasn't secure or sustainable. Act 2, the pivot, your turning point. After nearly 2 years of pausing my life to protect everything my parents had built, I was emotionally spent but still driven. I grew up watching my dad, a high-performing dentist, and my mom, who managed his practice, do everything right, or so we thought, until I realized how wrong it had gone behind the scenes. The turning point came during a conversation with a close friend. After hearing about the emotional and logistical chaos I'd been through, he looked at me and said, "Matt, why don't you just do this for dentists, for medical professionals? There are thousands of them graduating every year who are walking the exact same path, completely unaware of what's coming. You could help them avoid all this." That comment hit me hard. It shifted my entire mindset. I realized I wasn't just solving a problem for my family. I had uncovered a repeatable system that could help thousands of professionals avoid the same fate. It wasn't just about business success anymore. It became about legacy. It became about honoring my parents by using what I learned to help others. That's when I knew I had to codify this system and share it. You might be thinking, that won't happen to me. But here's what most doctors and dentists don't realize. The decisions you make in the first 5 years after graduation determine your financial trajectory for the next 30 years. Act 3, the journey, your process. Once I realized I could help thousands of medical professionals avoid the pain my family went through, I got to work. This wasn't just a business idea. It became a purpose, a calling. I invested tens of thousands of dollars in every ounce of energy I had in developing this system. I spent years interviewing and partnering with experts in tax, finance, insurance, and asset protection. I tested strategies, learned what worked, and more importantly, who actually listened. Because this isn't about pushing products. It's about crafting custom strategies with what clients truly want for themselves and their families. One of the biggest obstacles was building a blueprint from scratch using my own experience, my father's story, and everything I learned along the way. I was creating something that could take what originally took me years and compress it into a turnkey, plug-and-play system that a doctor, dentist, or medical professional could implement in weeks. I had to go through extensive trial and error to build a team committed to delivering fully customized, compassionate financial solutions that protect assets, eliminate debt, and put professionals on the path to the lifestyle they actually want, not the one dictated by debt and burnout. It was difficult, and now it's dialed in. The after, your transformation. Transformation 1, from rejection to real impact. My struggle to connect with doctors and dentists who needed my help finally shifted when I met a 28-year-old dentist fresh out of school with $250,000 of student loan debt. He resonated deeply with my dad's story and didn't want to end up in the same position. We started by listening, truly understanding his situation and what he wanted, not just financially, but in his life. From there, we built a fully customized strategy aligned with his goals. Within just 18 months, not only is he on track to eliminate his debt 7 years faster than the standard plan, but he's already preparing to buy his own practice. The best part? He's now positioned to structure his career with intention. He won't be tied to the chair for 30 plus years like my dad. He has options, the freedom to choose when and how he works. That's the difference. Our work gave him clarity and control early on so he could chart his own path, not have it dictated by debt and pressure. That transformation from fear and uncertainty to freedom and choice is what drives me every day. Transformation 2, from chaos to clarity. The second challenge, coordinating truly customized strategies for professionals, transformed into a system that works for medical professionals at any stage of their career. Take Dr. Sarah, for example. She was not fresh out of school when she reached out after hearing my story. She was mid-career, running her practice while recovering from past debt and raising 2 young kids. Life had thrown her some curveballs, but when she raised her hand and said, "I want to figure this out," my team listened carefully and reverse engineered a plan specifically for her situation. Within 14 months, she'd restructured her debt, increased her take-home pay by 22%, and most importantly, she told me, she now has the time and peace of mind to be present for her kids. This experience cemented something powerful in our operations. This is not a one-size-fits-all program. Our system works, whether you're at the beginning of your journey or midway through it. It's never too late to regain control and chart a path forward. Transformation 3, from pain to purpose. To understand how my most painful challenge transformed, you have to go back to that moment when I got the call. You need to come home. It's time to help mom and dad. I got on a flight, and when I walked into the hospital room, my dad was slumped over in a chair, head down. When he looked up at me, he didn't say hello. He just said, "I didn't want it to be this way." That moment cut deep. It changed me forever. My dad did everything he thought was right, worked hard, served patients with excellence, built a practice with my mom, but the foundation was never secured. He didn't know what he didn't know. And by the time the house of cards fell, it was too late to fix it on his own. Today, when I visit my dad, now in his 80s, in a state-run facility, the circumstances are hard, but there's peace. He sees my face, my kids' faces, and he knows we're okay. He knows I've taken what we went through and turned it into something meaningful. And that's why I help doctors, dentists, and medical professionals build their lives with intention from the beginning. so they can live the lifestyle they worked so hard for. My dad had it for a while, but now others can do it for the long haul. And that's the most meaningful transformation of all. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you exactly how I use a proven blueprint to help doctors, dentists, and medical professionals eliminate debt faster, keep more of what they earn, and earn more of what they make with certainty. You're probably wondering, what makes us different from everything else out there? The answer is simple. We listen. My team and I take the time to understand what matters most to you, and we only move forward if we can prove we'll add value to your life and your family's life with certainty. Not just hope, with certainty. Our system is designed to optimize your income and your savings so that you not only build financial security, but also maintain full control over your path forward no matter what happens. This is not guesswork. This is a 4-step process that delivers results. And now I'm going to walk you through exactly how we do it step by step. Teaching segment. Step 1, the shield, maximum protection. The first crucial step is what I call the shield. And here's why. You do not get a do-over when it comes to the big risks: liability, disability, and death. Before we talk about building wealth, before we optimize income or attack debt, we need to protect the machine that makes it all possible. And that machine is you. Let's start with liability. You're a doctor or a dentist or a medical professional. Your name's on the building. Everyone knows you've made it. But what happens if someone sues you? There are 30 million lawsuits filed every year, one every 36 seconds. And the average award is $1.8 million. If your net worth crosses $5 million, there's an 80% chance you'll get sued at some point. What have you done to make sure one lawsuit doesn't wipe out everything you've built? Then there's disability. You've spent what feels like 500 years in school to master your craft. If you couldn't use your hands anymore, if you couldn't do what you trained your whole life to do, what's your plan? If you had a money machine in your basement printing cash every day, you'd protect it at all costs. You are the money machine. Without protection, your entire career would be over in an instant. And finally, death. I know it's hard to think about, but if you've got a family, if you have people counting on you, do you want them to carry on your hopes and dreams or struggle to survive without you? Walking out of this life without protection is the same thing as walking out of the house and leaving your family behind. That's why the shield is step 1. Everything else comes after. Why this step is important. The shield is absolutely non-negotiable because without it, everything else can vanish in an instant. I mean, think about it. Who becomes a doctor or dentist and doesn't insure themselves? Your name is on the building. Everyone knows who you are. Everyone assumes you're rich. That makes you a target. Take my dad, for example. He played college football on scholarship, and he told me once, "Matt, I didn't even realize until I was a junior in college that if I got hurt, if something happened to my hands, I'd never be a dentist." That shook me. The entire reason he played football was to pay for dental school, and yet one injury could have ended the dream before it all began. This is real life. You don't get a do-over.